And we're live. What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins, West Ham Fan TV, back once again on a Thursday, as usual, for West Ham Fan TV, live and uncut. Ryan, you stand safe, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, just testing out the green screen and that, because obviously I've got the neck and all that. So yeah, this no Elvis today, just a funky West Ham background. So yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm staying well. You?
I'm in isolation, as they say.
Yeah,
but that ain't the virus. I just don't like going out. Look, let's be fair. There ain't fucking much to talk about. Bits and pieces. The boys are back in training this week. Non-contact. I don't know what that's all about. What do you think?
Yeah, well, they've probably been doing non-contact all season, ain't they? Surprised. Surprised. Obviously, the news come out today that it's been extended now, 30th of April. So maybe they might get an extra few weeks off. I know a lot of Premier League teams are obviously doing their own training programs from home. It's just it's a scary time at the moment, isn't it? Not only in the world of football, but in the world in general, especially in this country. And yes, I'll be honest, mate. I think it's probably going to be extended.
You're probably right. You're lagging a little bit. You're lagging a little bit, yeah.
All right. Now I'll check my internet.
All right, mate. No problem. If you want to go off and check it, I'll carry on talking.
Yeah.
So why he comes back, boys? Yeah, you've seen the title. It's obviously the Premier League will be continuing indefinitely. So basically, it's going to carry on until it's finished. Now, what will that mean for West Ham? What will that mean for all the clubs in the Premier League? Well, obviously, I think they've made this decision because I think they don't know what to do with Liverpool, to be quite honest with you. I don't know. I don't think they want to take the title away from Liverpool. There's obviously teams as well around the top six and all that's got a lot to play for. And there's obviously teams down the bottom that have got a lot to play for. But I think the main decision was the title. I don't think they wanted to take the title away from Liverpool. Now, I'm not saying that it was just that. Obviously, all the teams had to vote. What will this mean for next season? I'll start taking some of your comments until Ryan comes back in. Scott Miller says, I'm a Newcastle fan, but I hope West Ham stay up. They're a good teams. You've been really unlucky. Right, let's add him back in. Hello?
Is that better?
Yeah, I think so. They'll let us know anyway.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the Premier League continuing indefinitely. Now, what do you think would be the main decision behind this, Ryan?
What? Continue?
The Premier League continuing. Like, it's going to be delayed and then it's going to continue. No matter what happens, it will be continued in some aspect until the league's done.
Yeah, I think it was. I said it last week. I think obviously calling the European Championships off in the summer had to be done. That's the right decision. The Premier League has to be finished. It's the only fair way to do it. I know they're talking about maybe restarting it again in sort of end of May, June time, and that maybe letting the players have like a little mini pre-season, a couple of warm-up games to keep them going. But yeah, I think to end it now wouldn't be fair on Liverpool, wouldn't be fair on teams like Leicester, Sheffield United, Wolves. I mean, if they ended it, I'd be happy with West Ham because obviously it would stay up. But yeah, I think they have to play it out. They have to see out this season as long as it takes. I think obviously, what's there, 9 games left?
Yeah, 9 games left for most, 10 for some.
9 games left. So even if they do a week, between May and June, they can get that done.
It's just, I'm not sure. It's just got a knock-on effect for everything. You know what I mean? It's got a knock-on effect for, obviously, the Euros is gone now, which is good, but it's got a knock-on effect for next season. They've got to go and have a pre-season again. The players won't have a break. They'll be fucking whinging about that, no doubt. Yeah, it's just a tough situation. Look, at the end of the day, this is nobody's fault. I'm not going to sit there and say like it's so and so's fault, it's so and so's fault. But do you think the decision was made on more of a basis that like the whole season was scrapped, that Liverpool was so far ahead, and to scrap it now, they'd be thinking, oh, there'd be a riot in fucking Merseyside if we don't carry on this season? Do you think that would, because everything else is so close, European places are so close, Champions League football so close, relegation so close. The only thing that's gone and is pretty much done is the title.
Yeah, as a Liverpool fan, you'd be absolutely fuming if the season ended now. As I said, it's not only for Liverpool, but for teams like Leicester that have been in the top four all season, they could miss out on Champions League. But for me, mathematically, Liverpool haven't won the league, so they shouldn't be given the title. So they've got we should play out the last 9 games. It's, as I said, you can back in 80. Remember the 86 season, the boys of 86.
Yeah,
had to play a lot of football over 4 or 5 weeks. So it can be done, and without the European Championships now, they just have to play it in if they have to the staff.
You're really lagging there, mate.
Am I?
Yeah, you might have to switch your internet off and then on again.
Yeah. Wait there, mate. I'll be back in a minute. I'm back in a minute.
Okay. So away he goes again. Let's take some of your comments. The West Ham owner, what's your opinion on Rooney's comments saying footy players were treated like guinea pigs, but the average Joe is still going to work? I think he's a knobhead. Yeah, sometimes some of these football players are stuck in their own bubble. They think everything, the world's against them and all of this sort of thing. And when you look at, the dilemmas that follow everything that's going on, I mean, you're talking about workplaces and businesses not trading and normal people. Like, I'm having a bit of difficulty at the moment because I was getting some money in. I was going to go back to work temporarily for a little while, and they've cancelled the start date and all of that sort of stuff. So I've got no money coming in. I've been made redundant from my old job, as you know. We've started a Patreon, but that obviously we started that at the wrong time. Hopefully, like in the future, that will be a source of income for me, so I can do this full time. But at the moment, obviously, I have to go back to work and all of that sort of stuff. So I found a little like part-time job to get me through. They've sort of stopped my start date, so I can't start there. And when you think about all these people saying, yeah, isolate for 4 weeks, don't do this, don't do that. It's so easy to say when you've got £1 million in the bank, and it's a lot harder to say, when you're living from paycheck to paycheck, when you're going outside and there's no bread and no milk and, everyone's fighting over the pasta and the toilet paper, and, you rely on them paychecks to, get you through the month and to pay your bills and all that. Because, I've been talking to people today about some bills being paid. There was a parking ticket that I had a couple of months ago, and I made a sort of appeal for it. And basically, because everything that's been going on, the isolation and all that, I appealed against it. They didn't answer. They sent me a letter, and I was meant to respond. Basically, now it's gone through to a bailiff. A bailiff's letter just come at the door. They want 300 quid off me. I ain't got 300 quid to give them. So, what am I going to do? I can't feed my family. We can't feed the, whatever. I ain't got 300 quid to give this bailiff. He's going to have to come and take something away. I'll chuck him out a couple of rolls of toilet roll out the window to fucking appease him. What's happened? You changed your iPad, have you?
No. I've just I don't know what was going on, but is that a bit better?
It's still lagging a little bit. Do you know what I think it might be? It might be because so many people are at home, to be quite honest.
Fucking coronavirus.
Yeah, but yeah, it's times are really tough, and when footballers are and celebrities and people in power, when they're all saying like, basically, we have, self-isolate, do this, do this, do this. It's so easy to say when you can feed yourself. That's what I would say.
It's the same what I said about sort of Bonner's comments last week. Now I love Bonner, but I think his comments were ridiculous. It's easy to say when, as I said to you the other day, where you're a millionaire football player and you've got chefs making your food and that. But when you're a working class man or self-employed, and you lose out on work, and you haven't got money saved up and you haven't got savings, it's difficult times. It's difficult. You've got families to look after.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? We don't even know when the fucking food's going to be put on the table, let alone, and times are like, don't get me wrong. Like, I see people saying about a whip round. You don't need to do a whip round for me. Times are hard for everybody across the world at the moment, and they're going to get harder. There's going to be people being laid off. My missus, her job's going into sort of isolation soon, and if we get paid, then we'll be proper fucked. But that's not just us; it's everybody around the world. And why I'm off, I've been considering doing things like, setting up a little service where I can deliver small bits of shopping to, vulnerable people around my area. Like, I'll see what goes on, but it's just tough. The world's tough. Everyone's got to pull together. Everyone's got to start understanding. But when you're so far away from society, it's hard to understand. It's hard to understand. I've had went to Tesco's yesterday. I had a fucking stew for dinner and light bulb and printer ink. That's what I'd put in it. But yeah,
I went up the shop. I went up the shop for bread and milk and come back with a new car.
But yeah, it's a tough time. But we talk about the football and all that. The football, in like the scheme of things, it doesn't compare to what the hardships people have got to go through. But obviously, people need a little bit of entertainment. They need a little bit of let off steam. At the end of the day, in the next couple of weeks, if this country goes into lockdown, it's going to be a tough couple of weeks.
It just shows, doesn't it, how much it's sort of changed in a few weeks. Because 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were sitting there, we're moaning about West Ham and this, that, and the other, and we'd give anything now just to sit here and moan about West Ham and talk about West Ham. And it shows you how much you miss not only football but the sport. All sport. There is literally nothing. I think the only sport that's left at the moment that's going is greyhound racing, and I'm not really into that, if I'm honest. But
no,
as you said, mate, it's difficult times, and there's you're scraping around trying to find a West Ham story to talk about, but there's literally nothing out there, is there?
Well, there's bits and pieces of transfer news, but the thing is about transfer news is you can't look too much into it, because no matter how much we're struggling to fill like the content calendar, they're struggling to fill their papers, and they need to do it once again.
Yeah. Some journalists actually have to do some work.
So they've got like bits and pieces, stories coming in for next season, blah blah blah. It's literally ridiculous. Like it's not something that is going to go away, soon. April 30th, I think, is going to be. He's going to be very like April 5th was fucking ridiculous to to aim for. April 30th, maybe. It all depends how long it's been here, and how long it was been here. It's been here undetected and things like that. We might start to see a downward peak, but it doesn't look like it's going to be happening in the foreseeable future. People, they've shut the schools down now.
It's another 42 days, isn't it, without football?
Yeah, well, we fucking could be without food for some people. It's
like pre-season, isn't it, at the moment? But
Richie Van Rock says, I live in Spain and we've been on lockdown since last weekend. You guys have got it good at the moment.
I believe it's coming. That it's going to happen in this country as well. I think it'll start in London and then it'll just spread out across the rest of the country. It's we've never in our lifetime experienced like you know, they take your football away from you and your sport, and next thing it could be your internet or your social media, and you just, where'd you go then?
Oh, God knows. It's
Crazy.
You know, it is a crazy thing. I mean, what else do you talk about? I mean, we can take some comments from the comment section down below. Peter Whittingham, a good footballer, left foot like a wand, thoughts about with him and his family. I saw him. I don't really know who he is.
Yeah, I remember him. He was a great player. He played for Cardiff for over like 10 years. I think he played for Villa as well in his early days.
I remember Guy with him.
He had a wonder of a left foot, mate. Wonder of a left foot. And I think I remember him scoring when the year that Cardiff got to the FA Cup final against Portsmouth. I remember him scoring a goal. I think it was in the quarter final against Middlesbrough or something like that. He was probably, I heard him say earlier on the radio when I was talking about him, saying he's probably one of the best players ever to play in the Championship. It's tragic. I mean, 35 years old. And
how did he die?
Apparently, they reported that he died the other day, but he weren't. I think it was he fell over and he's hit his head real bad, and he's just never recovered from it. And unfortunately, he's sort of passed away. And it's it's sad. 35, young family. He's young himself, and it's tragic, mate. Tragic.
It's that's going to concern you, Ryan. EastEnders airtime reduced.
No, mate. It just gets fucking worse. Yeah, it just gets worse. I don't know where to look. Don't know what to do. I have to start watching the old ones on UK Gold or UK Gold called Dave in it or something like that.
Oh, fuck knows. Don't know. Have you seen all the social medias? They're making creative ways to. Oh, do you know what I wanted to talk about? There's a tournament coming up, a FIFA tournament arranged by Leyton Orient, and it's like fucking got. It must have 100 clubs in it. God's honest truth. Have you seen this, Roy?
Yeah, didn't we draw someone like AFC Wimbledon or something? Or
I ain't got a clue.
I think West Ham were begging for Millwall, weren't they, or something?
Yeah, they was begging for Millwall, and but there was a couple of clubs pulled out of the deal of the tournament because of the sponsors. Now, the sponsors is the Sun's Dream Team, which I do believe may sponsor Leyton Orient themselves.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So it was a club sponsor, and when a couple of these, obviously the Merseyside clubs weren't involved in it like originally, but sort of Tranmere, and then I think who was it? Can't remember the other team. There was another team pulled out of it because of the sponsor. I was just about to say, should we have pulled out of it? But fuck me, one of our vice president or prime minister, or whatever the fuck she calls herself these days, she Chloe. Sorry,
she runs the paper, doesn't she?
She writes for the paper. Yeah, she writes a couple of thingies for the paper. She writes a couple of columns for the paper. Did you guys seen Gio and Gonzo's FIFA vid? Great fun to watch. Look,
I see a video they put up, but I haven't watched the whole thing. But I see a clip that they put up when Gonzo scored against Gio and Gonzo was celebrating. But I haven't had a chance to watch the full video yet. I will watch it though.
I don't mean to be rude, mate, but we couldn't do anything like that because there'd only be one winner. And you're looking at him, the Ball Street 2016 FIFA champ.
I thought you were talking about me then. I ain't played FIFA since 95.
Nah, we couldn't do anything like that. I mean, I don't mean to brag or nothing, but me and Gio had a personal game the other day, and I'll let him tell you what happened. It's
yeah, Gio told me what happened. He said you cheated.
Well, how did I cheat? He was West Ham. I let him be West Ham.
He was 1-0 up, and then he went through 1-on-1, and you turned the computer off.
Oh God, it was an embarrassment in the end. It was shit silly. I was Newcastle and I was just dribbling around him for fun. I think it was 6-1 or something like that. So we couldn't do anything like that because there'd only be one winner. It'd be boring in the end. But should we? I was going to do. Do you know what? I was going to do a Football Manager series, right? I bought Football Manager, uploaded it to my computer, everything else, mate. I'm having the most West Ham season. I thought I better have a little practice before I put this online. I'm having the most West Ham season of all West Ham seasons. I've scraped 2 wins against Norwich and Bournemouth, 1-0 at home. Yeah, I've give up 4 leads. I think I played 11 games. Give up 4 leads in these games. Like I played like the bottom teams, Newcastle, Burnley, who were at the bottom, and conceded late on. I got smashed against Chelsea away. I got smashed against Man United away, but I nicked a win at the Etihad. Now tell me that ain't a West Ham season.
Yeah, it's proper West Ham. That. What is it? Championship Manager?
No, Championship Manager ain't been about since fucking for about 20 years. Why? Football Manager.
You could tell how much I play computer games and that.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? It's so complicated these days, Ryan. It's so complicated. There's so much to do in it. It's fucking mental. Like in the old days, Championship Manager was, it was fucking easy. It was like
Championship Manager. I remember I used to be West Ham, but then I'd add another manager and be Barcelona, and I'll transfer all the best players to West Ham.
Yeah, no, do you know what? Back in the day, I used to do that. I used to be like Man United or Liverpool or someone with a lot of money, and just start fucking buying all the shit players. I'd be buying like the old what's his name, Laurent Courtois off for. I always
used to buy a player called Rodney Jack that used to play for Torquay, and the only reason I used to buy him was because Ellen Chamberlain used to bang on about him on Soccer AM.
What's his name?
Rodney Jack. He used to score loads of goals, but he used to play for Torquay. I'm talking about fucking mid-90s, something like that. I always used to buy him, but he never used to score.
Stevie Warboys, I think the members of West Ham Fan TV, Amish Chat, the West Ham Way, etc., should have a FIFA tournament. Look, I'm game.
Yeah, I ain't.
The thing is, there's so many, like, you see all these social media sites at the minute with, like, doing things like playing Connect 4 online and all of that sort of thing. And, you know what I mean? I think someone's invited us to Stars in Their Eyes.
Stars in Their Eyes?
Stars in Their Eyes. I think, like, West Ham Clips is doing Stars in Their Eyes. They want people to get involved. I might do that. And fucking, I'm not doing anything. I'm stuck indoors.
Who are you going to be? Barbara Streisand?
Who's Boy George? Come a chameleon.
I'll be Nat King Cole.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Jeffrey Moffat says I'm still on Sabutio.
I think I am as well, mate.
Back to West Ham. Jake Walker's got a question. West Ham Fan TV, does Moyes deserve a contract extension?
Well, he's kept us up in March. If the season ended now, so he's done what he's coming to do. No, look, you can't really talk about things like that yet, can you? What are you laughing at? It could be Meatloaf.
Oh, fucking hell.
If he's Meatloaf, then I'm sausage meat.
Oh, God.
You do look like a bit like Meatloaf.
Oh, fuck off.
Half chewed Meatloaf, but...
Thomas Lonergan. What was the best ever solo Premier League goal? Do you know what?
Ravel Morrison.
I think Ravel's got to be up there for a solo goal, but
no. Best goal. I was going to say Ryan Giggs then, but that was the FA Cup, wasn't it?
FA Cup, that was, yeah.
What does he mean in general or just West Ham?
I don't know, maybe in general.
Ravel Morrison.
McManaman scoring one. This was back in about 94.
Against
got it
Villa.
on the left wing, eh?
I think that was against Aston Villa, the one you're talking about.
Yeah, got it on the left wing and dribbled it around loads and loads and loads of people. Amachat says Hazard versus Arsenal. Payet versus Borough. That's a fucking big shout, that. Omri versus Liverpool. Nicky would do anything for WHF TV, but but I won't do that.
What about Thierry Henry versus Arsenal? Thierry Henry versus Tottenham when Matty Everton was chasing him for about 50 yards.
Well, oh no, that was a cut game as well. I was going to say, what was that one where Yaya Toure was running at fucking Roger Johnson?
I see Roger Johnson earlier still backing up and down the A13, still going backwards.
Ashvin versus Liverpool.
Arshavin, I think that's meant to be.
Arshavin, oh yeah. Ashvin.
Arshavin.
I've got a geezer called Ashvin, works at my local corner shop.
Yeah, he's all right.
Ashvin, yeah, his name's Ashvin.
I like Ashvin.
Adrian in the Noble Testimonial. Yeah,
I think that's the greatest. That's to see a goalkeeper do that, unreal.
Roger Johnson, what a player. The West Ham way done their worst ever at Premier League 11, I think, the other day, and he didn't get a mention. I was a bit shocked that he didn't get mentioned because he was Pires versus Villa. Rodney Wallace for Leeds versus Tottenham. That was a good goal. I remember that one actually. Elmander versus Wolves. Okay, what is the best goal that you've seen?
What, live?
No, because that limits you to West Ham.
Oh, the best goal I've ever seen in the history of football.
Eh?
In the history of football.
Yeah.
Wow. There's so many, mate. There's so many you could choose from. Live.
Not like, right, let's say Premier League era then, because, you know, if you're talking about solo goals and things, you're talking about like Maradona versus England.
Premier League, one for me that always stands out, and it was just as he was breaking through, was Wayne Rooney against Newcastle when he was arguing with a ref, and he's just turned around and he's just smashed the volley and it's gone top corner.
Listen, there's no need to get uppity and all of that sort of stuff, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how he's been blocked. I don't know how to do it. Please stop shouting because I'll have to block you as well.
Now that I'm logged into our YouTube, I'll see if I can look into our unblocking. I'll have to.
I ain't got a clue how to do it.
Yeah, I'll have a look. If not, we'll get Dan to have a look at it. It wasn't done on purpose. It might have just been done on accident. So, but
you can't do it from here. I can't do it.
Best West Ham goal I've ever seen live. I don't know. There's so many in there. Di Canio.
That was a good goal. You got to give him that.
No, I ain't giving him nothing. Fuck him.
Bell versus Stoke. I remember that was a good goal. Payet versus Man United free kick.
Payet versus Crystal Palace, the free kick for me was unreal.
Obiang versus Spurs. If you got to talk about that, you got to talk about Andy Carroll. The Carroll's the best one I've ever seen live. But the in terms of what I've ever seen, Premier League, I think, you know what one was good? Rooney's one against Man City. That was a good goal.
Yeah, the overhead kick.
The overhead kick, yeah.
I mean, you go back years. You can go back to sort of like Tony Yeboah. Remember his great goal. You know, there's so many down the years.
Hull versus West Ham, that was a good goal. Valencia. Yeah. Remember the Valencia goal against Hull?
Yeah.
Smashed it in the top corner from a standing position.
This, I'll tell you, like everyone's saying about going into self-isolation and all that. And if you had to be locked up with three, say a current West Ham player, a former West Ham player, and just any football player from the rest of the world, dead or alive, who would you choose? So current West Ham player, one. Me, I'd have to have Mark Noble. I just want to give him a cuddle and keep him warm.
I would have from the current squad. I think I'd like to have Declan Rice round. Yeah,
Declan Rice would be a good shout. I might get I might get him around do the garden or something. But no, because Or if I'm,
What we doing? We're having a dinner party. We're learning about football. What we're doing?
well, we'll have a dinner party. We'll allow a spread for the boys.
So you got to find someone that I'd like to sit down and have something to eat with. It's got to be Paolo.
Well, I'll definitely have Declan Rice because he can clean up like he does on the pitch. For me, yeah, current player, yeah, Mark Noble. Former player, yeah, Paolo for entertainment. You can't go wrong with a bit of entertainment.
Yeah, I reckon Paolo for, just laugh because all the stories and that. And anyone in football, just players.
Yeah, anyone, dead or alive, anyone. For me, do you know what? I would choose. I'd go for George Best because the bloke for me, was an absolute genius, and I've never ever got to watch him play, obviously live. But you've seen the videos and just these stories of what he's done outside football and things like that. So, yeah.
And I think dog's going mental. Don't agree with you, right?
And plus, George Best to bring the drink.
Honestly, do you know what? It might. I know he's West Ham and that, but it'd have to be Bobby Moore.
Yeah, I was thinking
it'd have to be Bobby Moore.
I was thinking
not only for what he done for West Ham, but what he done for England. He's one of the only players, the only Englishman ever to lift the World Cup. And
let's extend the party.
That's a good question by Gary Page. Will you want a refund on your season ticket?
No, I mean, if they play out all the games, then no. But I'd like them maybe next season to maybe give a little bit of discount, maybe towards the season ticket. I want a refund.
I'll be honest with you, because it's no one's fault, and I'm the fucking harshest bastard when it comes to West Ham and all of that sort of thing.
You can't even blame Golden Sullivan for this coronavirus.
I would take a donation to charity. If they have to plan behind closed doors and that, but they say, look, we can't give everyone your money back, but we'll donate money to charity. I think I'd take that, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it's
nobody's fault. Nobody's to blame for this. It ain't like it ain't like them trying to fuck you over and all or anything like that. But in reality, probably they might give you a season ticket discount for next year. But if
they'll probably put the prices up.
Should Sky and BT refund customers? Says Dan's mum Penny, actually.
Well, the funny thing is, I got an email like Sky. Obviously, I know they're suspending payments to like pubs and all that on their sports subscription and all that. I got an email from them yesterday saying they're putting mine up by £1.
What?
Yeah, you times that by how many people have got Sky in this country. It's just fucking. They're always getting. I know it's only £1, but when, as I said, there's how many 68 million people in this country. How many houses do you reckon have got fucking Sky? At least half of that.
Yeah.
You whack £1, and if you got the Sky Max or whatever it is, that's £2.
Someone said Sky are suspending sports packages. Well, after suspending them, hopefully they'll fucking refund some people.
Yeah, I'm to be fair, mate, I'm fed up with coming home and watching fucking Harry Kane's 100 club goals and shit like that. They just keep repeating the same stuff. Sky Sports News, they don't know what to talk about. Jim White's itching for stories.
Stevie Warboys makes a good point. They treat us like customers, though. They want us to be customers. So maybe we should act like customers and demand a refund.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose we could, but I mean, what would they say? What? You still got your receipt?
Yeah, it's all online, isn't it?
It's put 28 days. It's gone.
I would quite happily give it up to a fund now. If they said to me, we'll donate some money now, I'll quite happily give it to a fund that supports people during this sort of tough times. Maybe get some fucking delivery people around, get them fucking, shop people working and getting people, some food and things and bits and pieces that they need. Lee Davis says, "Do you like the badge after nearly 4 years?"
Yeah, I mean, I'm never really been. The only bit is obviously the London bit that ags people, but I like the concept of it. I mean, our badges changed over the years. I like it. The hammers, it's simple badge. It's a smart badge. It's just the London that puts people off. I'm not a big fan of it. But I like the crossed hammers and yeah, simple.
Ain't they thinking about changing it for next season?
It's coming up for the 125th anniversary, in it? So they're designing another badge, but that only lasts for one season. So I hope that they don't design something that's the absolute nuts. Everyone gets used to it, and then they take it off.
Yeah. Thomas Longerhan says, read the T's and C's on your season ticket. They don't have to refund you any money. I'm not asking for it. Somebody asked me a question. That's
I don't want no money.
I said I don't want it. I didn't want the money. Take the London off of it, for fuck's sake. Put London on the sleeve, said Gary Page. Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think 99.9% of people would want the London taken off it. Some people might like it. Maybe if they was to put East London on it, that might make a difference. But
the thing is with it, mate, you can't. This is the thing that, like, a lot of people, I think they get caught up in. I don't like the London bit on it. I'd rather it be East London. But some people might like it. Not a lot of people. Put it to a vote.
Yeah. Eyes to the left.
Crossed Hammer says, I want the bloody money. I paid to watch. I knew you'd say that, Nick. Lee Davis, just put East London. That's fine to me. Blue Boy says, put East London. Ray Borum says, what do you think will happen with the transfer window next season?
Yeah, so obviously everything has to get extended. They'll have to extend the transfer window. They'll have to extend. It depends when it obviously finishes. Don't forget, you're going to have the Euros next summer as well. So there could be situations next season where, or say they finish the games in end of June time, they could only have like 3 or 4 weeks off, and then they're back. Premier League starts again, maybe the end of August. But the transfer window will probably have to stay open till end of September. Something like that. It's just extend it by a few weeks. Whatever happens,
there's a lot of bits and pieces to consider though as well, because on June 30th, players that are out of contract leave their clubs. I see in the news today that Willian has said he'll play on for Chelsea until the season's concluded or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm sure because I think Bournemouth have got the same situation as well with a couple of their players, and I'm sure that they'll work something out to extend their contracts by a month or 2 months or whatever it is.
But what about ones that are going to like Brazil or Argentina, and their seasons are starting, and they've arranged to go to, like, say Zabaleta, for instance, has arranged to go to Boca, and their season ain't been delayed or whatever, and they're getting underway, and they said, no, I want him here.
I mean,
it's just a strange one, isn't it?
Yeah, their contract's up. They can do what they want. But I would like to think that the players wouldn't just walk out on the club, especially if we've got to win games towards the end of the season. We go into that last 3 games and we need to pick up a couple of points or a win. You can't have players just walking off left, right, and centre.
Ryan Fraser definitely on a free. I'll take Ryan Fraser all day long, mate.
Yeah, I'll take fucking Mad Frankie Fraser at the moment.
We're going to start wrapping it up now. We've got 1 minute left. We'll take one more question. Carlos Sanchez is up, says Paul. I think
Carlos Sanchez can leave early if he wants.
I think they will keep the transfer window open all season, says Ray.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be all season. They might extend it. They
like
might
the old
extend
days, a little November transfer.
So we can go out and get a little double deal like Hartson and Kitson and keep us up.
Our owners would panic if it was open all season. They would shit themselves.
Yeah, every time we lost, everyone would be out. Oi, spend some money.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, it's 8 o'clock. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV Live and Uncut. We have got content coming up. We're just planning it as it is. for the next few weeks. If you want to become a patron, look for West Ham Fan TV on Patreon. We've got 51 at the moment. It's going brilliantly. We're trying to get some cash together. We've got some good incentives on there that are going to be starting very soon, including a WhatsApp chat that's going to be set up in the next week or two. And we're going to be giving away little bits and pieces for the top tiers. There's going to be free T-shirts, free stickers, free this, free that. We've designed some post-match pint glasses. Look out for them because there's going to be a limited number of them coming if anybody wants any of them. Check out our T-shirts. Keep us going during the dark days, if I'm honest. I'm going to try and come up with some new content as we go. I'm writing something as it is. A History of West Ham documentary that will be our first Patreon exclusive series. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
I'm hoping to get something sorted out next week with an ex-player, and obviously on the social we'll be back. Probably I might do it the weekend. If not, might just wait until beginning of next week. Get that back. We've got a meeting on Saturday to discuss further things with the channel. If we can all get together, hopefully.
Well, it was going to be up the top there, but I'm going to doubt that's going to be open.
Yeah, we'll find somewhere, but we're going to have a meeting, our annual 3-year meeting that we have. But yeah, we've got loads to discuss, loads to come up. Obviously, we've got to discuss the Patreon and things like that. And yeah, there's just loads of stuff. So we're trying to.
While we're going to do it, I think we're going to do a live stream as well. It's a Patreon Ask What You Want. So if you guys want to get involved in that, all of us will be together on a live stream there. Ask whatever you want, Saturday or Sunday, that'll be when we meet up. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us. One thing left to say, Ryan?
Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.